Make a lot of videos with regards to helping kids with the college process, helping parents understand better the college application process and what it takes if that is the route they want to go after high school. And I've made a bunch of different videos. I spent 15 years teaching high school and I have 3 kids of my own, 2 adult kids. And I just like to help fill the gap in information in this area. And one of the things that always comes across is parents are worried about pushing their kids. And I wanted to talk about something that I used to teach my students in a preparing for college class. And these were typically, I would teach seniors, and I would teach them about stress. And I would let them know stress isn't always bad. There's actually 2 different kinds of stress. There's called eustress and distress. And we all know distress is obviously a bad thing, but there is this bell curve for stress and performance. And what I think a lot of people don't understand is there is a right amount of push that we should be pushing our kids. I think we know our kids well enough to know what may set them into distress, but there is a level of stress that is a positive thing because it improves their performance. And I always think of examples of some of my best students were always those that were involved in a lot of sports, were involved in the school, and they knew they had to figure out how to manage their time quickly. And it was just because there was a perfect amount of pressure on them that raised their performance. And I think as a human and myself, I know when I have nothing to do, I literally will do nothing. There is no motivation to do anything. It's not like I see the time, but if I have a little bit of eustress, which is that positive stress of something that needs to be done, my performance will go to its top level. Again, it's a bell curve. So there is that top level that as soon as you start going over it, that's when the distress comes in. But I don't think we are pushing our kids enough for fear of the distress, because if we push our kids too much and that mental health is a concern, then the opposite has to be true, that we may not be pushing them enough for their performance to go up. And I'll link the bell curve right here so that you guys can see it on screen. But it's just something to consider when you're thinking about the messaging that goes out about what kids should be doing. And again, this is for those students that really want to pursue college after high school. But I think in general, even if they want to pursue the workforce, there are so many soft skills that I think our kids are not getting because we're so worried about the distress and we're not thinking that there is a level of stress that is good. So what are your thoughts on that? And what other questions can I answer about this whole process of preparing our students for after high school?